guys, so I know you guys are like, say what now? Let's all have a moment of silence. Met this guy off Instagram. He's a professional athlete. I'm not gonna say what sport because I know how some of you guys are gonna be like, who is she talking about? This is actually not the first time that I've talked to a guy who has played a professional sport. And I'm not gonna say what sports because I know some of y'all gonna try to do y'all research. So I met this guy off Instagram and we were communicating, but it was kind of like he would send me a meme and we would laugh about it, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is in the DMs. So I took a lot of you guys' advice. If you follow me on Snapchat, if you message me, I was like, go ahead, go ahead. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give this guy a chance. He seemed like a cool guy. The communication was great. Like we always communicated through Instagram, and then we exchanged numbers, and so we started communicating through text, and then we even started FaceTiming. So I felt comfortable to go out on a date with him. He asked me to go to this really, really nice restaurant. He actually picked me up, you guys. Now, I'm not gonna get into the whole story of why I typically don't allow men to pick me up for dates. That is a whole nother story. It's a situation that happened when I allowed a guy to pick me up one time, and it was really bad experience. And after that, for a very long time, I just had that one rule where it was like, I'll drive myself to the date. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to go in and get the full experience of this whole Instagram dating thing. So I allowed him to pick me up. I felt comfortable enough. Like I said, we FaceTime and all of that. And yeah, so we went from there. So it was a Sunday. We went on a date and it was cool. Like it wasn't awkward or anything like that. Like when I got in the car, I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like my life was in danger or anything like that. Like everything was going great. And so then we got to the restaurant. It was super, super nice. It was downtown Kansas City and it was a really, really nice restaurant. I actually would like to go back, but just with someone else. But when we got to the restaurant, once again, like I said, the communication was great. He was very humorous and I love to laugh, and I was throwing jokes, he was throwing jokes, and we were just having a really good time. Like the conversation was going well. I could see myself with him. Like I was like, wow, like this is actually going pretty well. As the day went on, we ordered our food and everything was going well. And then like when, the dinner started to unwind and we moved on to dessert and things like that, that's when he hit me with the, so how do you feel about getting paid for sex? I was so speechless. And so because I was speechless, I was just looking at him like, did he just, am I tripping, or did he say what I think he said? He said, he asked me how do I feel about getting paid for sex? What? So because I was speechless, because I literally could not say anything, and all of you guys know, if you know me, I have a lot to say. And in this moment, I was speechless. I was like, what? Like the conversation was going well, but it was not leading to sex at all. And he just hit me with that question. I was just like, oh. And maybe he felt comfortable enough to ask me at that time, but it was just like, okay. So he proceeded on with his offer. He was like, I really like you and I really think you're a nice girl. Like, I really want to see what the bedroom would be like. Once again, proceeded on to offer whatever the hell he was trying to offer me. Like, yeah, I kind of have this fetish for thick girls. But then he started talking about, well, what I like to do is that I like to pay girls for sex. He was like, I see your Instagram and like your Instagram matches your body in person. So this is what you've been thinking the entire time? He was just like picking me apart pretty much. Like he has this fetish for thick women, and then on top of that, he was making sure that my body matched up with my Instagram. And I started thinking to myself, like, how in the hell did I get in this position? He proceeded on to continue to talk, and the more he talked, the more mad I was. Like, I was getting more mad by the moment. I was just like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, well, I can pay you monthly, and he was like, you know, I'll pay you $2,500 a month, all I'm worth, because $2,500 ain't a lot. That's not a lot in my opinion. And if he has a fetish like he says he does, $2,500, that's not no money. But anyway, and the only reason why I know that is because I know a girl who actually does escorting. I don't judge her. Like I said, I don't judge escorts and I don't judge strippers. You do what you do, but it don't have nothing to do with Kiana. And he was just like, yeah, I'll pay you $2,500 a month, and you know, that doesn't include bonuses. And I'm like, bonuses? Like, this is a real job? Bonuses would include trips, getaway trips. I would get handbags. I would get shopping sprees. I could get my nails done. I could get my hair done. I could do like a spa day. Like, it was just insane, all the things that he was talking about. Now, my inner, this little part of me inside was kind of like, damn, this don't sound too bad, you know, like this don't sound $2,500. Hell, I could quit my 9 to 5, and all my friends, we can go on a trip, and we can be in Jamaica, but then that little thing on the inside went away because I have morals, and I'm not about to have sex with you for money. So the fact that he asked me though on the first date was just really bold in my opinion. But I mean, the crazy thing about this whole situation is that he didn't seem like he was that type of guy. Like, we FaceTime through text, even on Instagram, you guys. Like, most men, you can kind of tell where it's going pretty fast. But this guy, like, even on the date, even in the beginning, like, he was a gentleman. He opened the door, and I was just really shocked that he asked me this. Like, as he's continuing to talk to justify what the hell he just told me, I ended up downloading Uber. I was downloading Uber as he was explaining or justifying himself. At that time, I don't even know what the hell this man was saying, because all I saw was red, and I saw myself climbing over the table and choking him. And so I had to really hurry up and get my ass out of there, because I did not want to make a scene. We were in a nice restaurant, and I'm one of those people where sometimes you just got to take an L, because I don't want to be that black person that gives a white person a bad experience. So I ended up downloading the app on my phone. I interrupted him, and I was like, you know what, I'm sorry, but let me go to the bathroom. I just need a break. Give me a moment. So I went to the bathroom, and at that time the Uber app had already downloaded. I had to set up an account and everything, because I've never used Uber. I always use Lyft. I'm a homebody, and I typically stay my ass at home, and this is why, because shit like this always happens to me. Nothing ever goes to plan. I'm assuming I'm gonna go on this nice date, and I'm literally in this stall on my phone like, Uber, come rescue me. And Uber is super fast. Like, they were there in less than 2 minutes. I was like, damn, that was fast. And we're downtown, so that's kind of expected. And it was like, but it was still a Sunday, so I wasn't expecting them to get there that fast. But it was like God came in on a white horse and was like, da, 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 I'm here to take your ass home, because you shouldn't have been here in the first place. Best friends do not live here. I have a best friend that lives in LA, and I have another best friend that lives in Houston. And most of my friends don't live in Kansas City, so I really didn't have anyone that I could really call to come pick me up. I didn't want to call my dad or my mom, oh my gosh, because they would just be asking so many questions. And so I don't have like a cousin that I'm really close with, or an aunt that I'm really close with. So I just really felt like I gotta handle this shit on my own. Like, and the way that the restaurant was set up was that when you come in and then you walk a little way, and then the restrooms are right there. But the way they had us seated like kind of towards the back. You know how they always put black people in the back. And he was faced towards the wall, because if any of you guys know me, like, I'm that type of girl, like, I gotta have visual of the entrance. Like, I can't sit my back to the entrance. Like, it's just one of those things that I just don't feel comfortable with. So I always have to sit with my back facing the back of the restaurant, and always have my eye on the entrance, because I'm just like, I'm just that type of person. Like, I can't have my back towards the door. So he did not see me leave the bathroom and get in my Uber. And so, y'all, like when I got in the Uber, I was like, oh my God, thank God. So he then, because I didn't respond to his text, he was blowing my phone up. He was blowing my phone up. I ended up blocking his number. I have not spoken to him since. Blocked his ass on Instagram. Blocked him on everything. Y'all, I started crying in the Uber. I was bawling because A, I was about to start my period and didn't even know. And then B, I'm in this Uber with a stranger and like all of that just happened, and I'm just like, I was just thrown off by the whole thing. My best friend was at work at the time, so I didn't really have no one I feel like I could vent to. And then my other best friend's married, and it's kind of like you only want to bother her when it's like really, really necessary. But because I was safe and I didn't feel like my life was in danger, I didn't feel the need to contact her. So I just had to deal with it, and I couldn't call like my mom, my dad, like I said, like they crazy. I don't have time to deal with them and how they were going to respond to this whole fiasco. So I ended up dealing with myself and took the Uber all the way home, y'all. That Uber was like $60 something because I no longer live close to downtown at all. I'm like all the way, like I'm like deep into the suburbs at this point. So that ride was hella, and that was with the discount. Like that was with the discount. So when I paid the Uber guy, I was like, thank you, you know. And I didn't even want to go into my apartment because I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. Like I just wasn't feeling it. So I ended up going to a liquor store and got me some wine, this little wine cooler. Well, they're not wine coolers, but they're like the little mini wine things. And parked my car and just started drinking. And that's pretty much how it ended my night. But because I had my camera in my car and I had like all my stuff that I normally blog with, I went ahead and blogged my dress because I was like, I can't believe I spent money on a dress when I normally don't even do that. Like I went all out, you guys. Like I went all out. I went shopping for this date and everything, and it ended up being complete shit. You guys asked me like, would I Instagram date again? Hell no, I'm not Instagram dating. I'm not Twitter dating, Instagram dating. I'm not, what's that? Soul swiping. I'm not Facebooking dating. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not Snapchat dating. I'm not YouTube dating. If I don't meet you in person and we don't have a physical eye contact plus a conversation, it's not gonna happen. I'm making this video, and I know my parents are probably gonna see this, but it's like, so now they know what I be going through, you know, and I don't plan on dating no time soon. I'm done. I'm done. I don't honestly feel like this was the date that made me stop dating. There's a lot of reasons why I stopped dating. So I'm probably gonna make a second video to this. Probably gonna tell you the real reason why I stopped dating. One thing that I noticed about all the men that I was dating this summer, which I probably went on about 7 dates. He was number lucky 7. How about that? Isn't that great? They all had one thing in common. They all had that one thing in common. So I'm probably gonna make a separate video on the real reason why I stopped dating. This was like the cherry on top. I was like, I'm done. I'm over this. This is beyond me. Like, I'm done. It's like, God, I get it. I understand now. Like, you don't have to keep doing this to me. It's a wrap. Like, I'm done. I'm going to enjoy the single life. I'm gonna enjoy building a career. It's okay to be single, you guys. Like, there's really nothing wrong with it, but it's like, damn, you just want, you know, someone that you can talk to, communicate with, that's the opposite sex. Like, honestly, that's it. Like a friendship or something. Like, it don't even have to be like relationship and all that. But at the same time, I know damn well I was not worth $2,500. So yeah, that's my crazy story on going on a date to ask to be paid to have sex. If you want to hear more crazy stories, more of my dating crazy stories, give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. And thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you in my next video.